Good day, dear Miss. Today we have a new poem, Sonnet 18, by William Shakespeare. This is the one of the most important sonnet that written by Shakespeare. So we will read the poem Sonnet 18 very careful. Then we will understand the vocabulary, the general meaning, and the deep meaning of the poem. Now let's start with reading out the poem. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more tempered. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's less half all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dim, and every fair from fair sometimes declines. By chance or nature's changing course and trend, but thou eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of the fair thou owest, nor shall death break thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest, so long as man can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So this is Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare. Hope we did know that is sonnet because it has 14 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And it is Shakespearean sonnet because it has rhyme scheme. We can see in the poem it has A, B, A, B, like day with May, and tempered with date, and CD shine with declines, and dimmed with untrimmed. And we have EF like fade with shade, and lowest with growest, and last we have coupled two lines, it's GG, C with the. So now let's start by understanding the words that we think are difficult. So, line number 1 says, shall I compare to a summer's day? Compare means parallel, okay? Compare means the same meaning or parallel. That can I compare your beautiful? And the means you. Thou art more lovely and more tempered. Tempered mean pleasant or moderate. That the same of something beautiful or something brings the happy, something like that. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. Rough mean harsh, darling mean beautiful, and buds we take it already, undeveloped flowers. The flowers incomplete. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. Lease mean phase or period of time, that mean summer season, and hath it also take it already. It mean has. Sometimes to have the eye of heaven shine, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. Complexion mean appearance, and dimmed mean darkened. And every fair from fair sometimes declines. Fair means beautiful, and declines mean diminishes or decreases by chance or nature's changing course and trend. Course mean development, and untrimmed mean uncut. But the eternal summer shall not fade. Eternal mean endless or everlasting. We can say infinity. Nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Possession mean control or ownership. Thou, you. Owest is Old English. It mean own. nor shall death abrupt thou wanderest in his shade. Abrupt it mean boost, and wanderest its walk, and shade its shadow. When in eternal lines to time thou growest, eternal we take it already, it mean everlasting, and growth it old English, it mean growth or develop. So long as man can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. And now we finished all the new or difficult words in this poem. Now let's start with the general meaning of the poem. We have to understand what the poet is saying, but first we should know that the poet is actually talking about his friend. And some people say that the poet talking about the woman, Dark Lady, but Dark Lady doesn't mean the bad woman or evil woman. It means unknown, and also his friend is unknown person. Now let's start to read the poem. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Now we can see that is a question, from the mark question in the end. But what kind of a question is that? It is a rhetorical question, or something we can say it's a question that doesn't need answer. We have something like that in our Arabic language. In line number one, Shakespeare say, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" Okay, he compared youth time with summer day. Now, in line number two, he will answer his question, and he say, "Thou art more lovely and more tempered." So he said, "No, I can't compare, because you are more lovely and more tempered, that you are more beautiful from a summer day." So he gave the question in line number one, and the answer in line number two, and this is what mean a rhetorical question. And now in line number 3, 4, 5, etc., he will give more detail that why they compare it wrong. Because rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. That summer day it cut by rough winds, and that strong winds. It can destroy the incomplete flowers. So, summer day are not perfect, especially in British, because summer season is just a few days, and this a few days can cut by rough winds. And summer's leaves have all too short a date. This means that summer in England is very short, sometimes to how the eye of heaven shine. Summer's days are very short, and sometimes it cut by strong wind, and can be very hot. And often is his gold complexion dimmed. Even that day was beautiful, but the gold complexion his mean the sun is covered by clouds. So is summer day perfect? No, because when it came, it too short and cut by strong wind, or it was very hot. Even it was beautiful, the sun covered by clouds. And every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance or nature's changing course and trend. He said, "It's everything in summer is beautiful, like flowers or trees, and all this is the declines, because it will disappear when the summer season ends, or sometimes will cut it. But the eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of the fair August." So now he declared that summer not perfect, but you're beautiful, your youth is eternal, and it shall not fade, not like summer, and there is no one can take your beauty. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, even the death can take your beauty of youth. So how come this is impossible? The Shakespeare say in his poem, "When in eternal lines the time thou growest," because the poet he will remember you in this eternal lines, and from time to time you will be mentioned, so you will growest. Now the last line, the couplet, he says, so long as man can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So the poet, he says in this line, even when me and you death, this poem will continue. If the human alive can breathe, can see, so this poem alive, and we are. And now the poet shows that the power of the poem is stronger than the power of nature. Now the deep meaning of the poem. What Shakespeare want to say? He say the idea that poetry outlive materialistic things, and that poetry more strong from summer because it will be forever. It will remain until the last living begin, and that is why the remarks made in the poem will outlive even the darkest of the events like death. So this is sonnet 18. I hope that it's okay. I hope that it's good. Thank you, Miss, for listening and your work.